He stood back and watched me, which was something. At least he wasn't leaving and dragging me away with him. We could never do something this big, Fritz said. I don't know a thing about tunneling. We can figure it out as we go, I said. All we have to do is keep moving forward and make sure the ground above us doesn't cave in. A couple of weeks of digging and then we're out on the other side. They swept they sweep the death strip with sound sensors, he said. But thanks to this shelter, we're already pretty deep. If only we knew how wide the death strip is here. Now his mind was working. And we have to have make sure that this tunnel came out in a safe spot on the other side, inside another building or something. How can we find that exit when we can't see over there? We can figure that out too, I said. And Anna's apartment isn't far away. I can see the death strip from her bedroom and figure out how wide it is from there. How will you get inside? She isn't speaking to you. I shrugged. First, I had to get him to agree to this plan. Details like getting into the ex-friend's home would be worked out afterward. Fritz took the shovel and dug at the dirt, trying it for himself. Within a few minutes, he already had a gap wide enough that he could stand inside. Then he turned around. What will we do with all the dirt? There's going to be a lot of it. We can leave it in the room right above us. Nobody looks in there, so it won't be noticed. Yes, but we would be. It'll take a long time to dig this. Someone will see us coming and going from here and start wondering why. And we'll be dirty with no way to wash until we get home. I've already thought about that too. On my way to bringing the shovel here, Frau Eberhardt asked where I was going. I told her the shovel was for the garden. What if we did plant one right outside the building? It's only dirt out there and nobody appears to be using it. We could garden in the day while people are watching and then tunnel then when they aren't. He dug at the tunnel again, his way of thinking it over. I don't know, Gerda. I grabbed his arm. This is better than trying to swim the spree. You'll die if you go that way. And whether you make it to the other side or not, what will the Stasi do to Mama and me afterward? We know they're terrified. We know they terrified Anna's family. Do you want them to come after us that way? No, he mumbled. No, of course not. If you are going to escape, then we need a way for all of us to escape. We're a family, Fritz. Half of us are already on the other side. If we're going to cross, to be together, it has to be all of us. Fritz stared at me for a moment, then crouched down to stare at the dirt wall in front of him. You're right, he said. My heart leaped. Then we're building a tunnel. No, Fritz drew himself back. No, you're right about the danger. Mama will be home on Sunday and she'll never agree to this plan. I don't know what message Papa intended to send to you, but he wouldn't want us to dig either. If anyone could make such a crazy idea work, it's you, but it's not worth the risk to our family. This was a good plan, and it was slipping through my fingers like water. Listen to me, please. If we just. It's over, Gerda. Then he rubbed my head with his hand, something I didn't appreciate at all this time. We climbed back up the ladder into the basement and pulled the boards close together as best as we could, never to return there again. Chapter 19. The night before the last day of school was a long one. I wasn't sleeping well anyway because of my excitement to begin summer break, so when I heard the sound in the apartment next door, I easily woke up. Someone was crying in the neighboring apartment, but not just anyone. It was Herr Kraus. I couldn't understand that at first. Herr Kraus was a strong man who'd come through 2 world wars and hunger and the death of his wife. I wouldn't have anything could have affected him so greatly right now. Maybe even though he had been released from his arrest, the Stasi had done something that was still torturing him. Because he clearly was crying, which made me hurt too. In the week before the wall went up, at almost the same time he had warned my own family to leave, he had sent his children and their families across the border. If his wife had been well enough to travel, I knew he wouldn't